यार, इतनी बड़ी एमएनसी से एक्सपोर्ट ऑर्डर मिला है, बस थोड़ी फंडिंग की कमी है।
हम सब दोस्तों ने बड़ी मेहनत से ऐसी गुडविल बनाई है, इस अपॉर्चुनिटी को कैसे जाने दें? कुछ तो सॉल्यूशन होगा ना?
है ना, हमेशा साथ देने वाला एक सच्चा दोस्त।
मतलब कि सच्चा दोस्त वही जो हमेशा आपका साथ दे। MSME loans from IDBI बैंक ऐसा, दोस्त जैसा।
Access to finance has been a perennial issue for MSMEs, with reports suggesting that the credit gap continues to remain wide. While new age financial technology companies hold much promise, fact remains that banks in the country are expected to shoulder much of this financing effort. When it comes to financing and empowering MSMEs, IDBI Bank has been at the forefront. To get a sense of what IDBI Bank is doing, how they are doing it, and the road ahead, we have with us today Mr. Sumit Phakka, Deputy Managing Director, IDBI Bank. Good to have you with us.
Thanks for having me.
Great. So let me come first to the question. If India wants to become a $5 trillion economy, how important is the role of MSMEs in that journey?
The way I look at it, if I were to look at the contribution of MSMEs in the Indian economy, they contribute almost 45% of India's export. They contribute almost, I think, 8 to 10% of India's overall GDP. Almost 110 million jobs are created by them. So their contribution in the overall economy of India is so very important that if India wants to become a 5 trillion economy, and in the long term, as we are looking to become a developed economy by 2047, the MSMEs contribution and their role in the economy would continue to be at the center of everything, because they are the ones which are generating maximum jobs. They are the ones which are supporting maximum exports, and they are the ones which are basically going to support the entrepreneurial spirit of the country. So I would consider their role as right into the heart of India's journey towards a 5 trillion economy and ultimately to be a developed country.
Right. How is this lack of credit, affecting the growth and stability of MSMEs across the country?
So basically, what is happening is that there are certain challenges that MSMEs do face when they try to access credit from the banking system. Banks traditionally have been lending to MSMEs based on the collateral that is available. They are looking at the balance sheet funding, and they are also looking at some history that is there for a particular entity. While the fact remains that many of the new age entrepreneurs or the new age MSMEs, they are not in a position to offer collaterals. The balance sheet may not be as strong as are expected by a bank. So that is because of that. What is happening is that basically at times leading to that is that they have got a reduced competitiveness and leading for them to continue to remain either a micro enterprise or as a small enterprise, rather than gradually growing up to be a slightly medium-sized or even a larger enterprise. So those are the challenges that I see MSMEs basically facing in accessing the bank credit and in their growth
Right.
journeys.
Right. So you've had an extensive background in, the banking sector, and you probably must have seen how, banking and lending has evolved over the years. We all talk about technology and the role that it can play. How do you envision IDBI Bank further leveraging digital platforms? You have something called the iMSME Express. You rely on GST data. How is lending decisions going to become better, and how are you going to serve the underserved enterprises?
So I think you have actually made a mention of iMSME, which we launched only recently. So there, what we are doing is that we are basically leveraging the GST data of the entities, whether they are new to bank or new to credit customers or existing customers of the bank, where we are basically going for an underwriting purely based on their GST data. It's an end-to-end digital solution where the decision making or the decision engine is purely purely based on what the data is throwing. That is one of the solutions that the bank is working on. Otherwise, also there are certain other areas where we think that we can have more digital solutions coming in, be it in their part of their trade finance journeys, be it in their part of their payment and collection journeys. That is where also we are working that to make sure that we are able to offer as much digital solutions as possible. For as far as this MSME goes, we are very aggressively pushing it. In last couple of months, we have been able to do more than 500 cases. The amount is almost 150 odd crores. It's just the beginning. We are right now doing it's primarily for the micro enterprises from 10 to 25 lakhs requirement. But based on the experience, we are going to scale it up, and maybe by the end of this year, we could be taking it to somewhere around 1 to 2 crores, so that even the small enterprises are also covered under this IMSME Express.
Interesting. So, there are times when MSMEs face difficulties with repayment. When that happens over a prolonged period of time, you need restructuring, you need a rehabilitation process that supports these enterprises. How does IDBI Bank utilize things like predictive analytics and early warning signals to proactively first find distressed MSMEs, then take them through this hand-holding process so that there is timely intervention and you minimize your NPAs?
Yeah, you have rightly touched upon one of the challenges that each MSME faces, which is basically that at times they do go under stresses for reasons beyond their control. Of course, in IDBI Bank, we have got a very well laid down process through which what we call a Sajag, through which we actually monitor the MSME accounts through a system of early warning systems, where any early warning signals are captured. And then we immediately put in place what we call as a corrective action plan. And that corrective action plan could be something like giving them additional funding, restructuring, rehabilitating, maybe extending their repayment schedule. All that is done based on the early warning signals that are thrown by the system. And we have got a very clear-cut delegated authorities for that. So if it's a small or a micro enterprise with a limit up to 10 lakh rupees, the rehabilitation decision is taken at the branch level. Anything above that goes to a committee, which is in line with the regulatory requirements that are there for MSME rehabilitation. It's a very, very well-oiled and well-laid down system, has been working perfectly. What we make sure is that instead of recalling the advance, whether it's a small advance or a large advance, at times finding a rehabilitation solution is a better way in which you can support a unit, and that's what we try to do through our processes that we have put in place.
Right. I was looking at your advances, and it is impressive, and especially the performances under the Mudra scheme. That's very good. Do you have some specific strategies, or you shift through intelligent data that has helped you reach these targets? And what are the kind of impact that you're seeing in the grassroots level, particularly when it comes to micro entrepreneurs?
Yeah, the Mudra we have been doing pretty well over last couple of years. In fact, last year we were able to do almost 101% of our Mudra targets, which has been one of the best performance for the bank over last many years. So the way we are doing it is that we basically focus on small, very small current account holders of ours, or the ones which really do not have any borrowings, but who do have some established history with them, which helps us in taking very quick decision on lending to them. Another way which we are doing is again leveraging our iMSME Plus, where if somebody has got a GST registration and GST data, but he does not have any history of borrowings, any history of defaults, we immediately are able to take decisions on lending to them under the Mudra scheme. So these are some of the ways in which we are actually leveraging our own data and also our digital capabilities to make sure that we are able to turn around the mudra or any small value advances as quickly as possible. Interestingly, we have got very robust mudra book, and generally our NPAs is in low single digits there. So the strategies that we put in place and the processes that are put in place are actually helping us in growing the book without any stresses being built into it.
101% of target, low NPA levels. You have a lot of these government schemes and you're doing very well. But how do you ensure impact, on ground impact, and not just disbursement numbers? How do you ensure these advances or loans that you've given actually translate to sustainable business growth, job creation, and enhanced competitiveness for Indian MSMEs?
You're right. In fact, besides Mudra, also bank has been consistently performing in almost all the government-sponsored schemes, be it the social sector schemes or be it the lending schemes. So generally, what we are trying to do is that, of course, disbursements are important, the business growth numbers are important, but it is very important that we are able to handhold the entrepreneurs in their journey through their growth. So for that, we have dedicated asset officers in almost all the MSME focused branches who guide the entrepreneurs in their journeys, in their banking journey, and as well as their growth journeys. We consistently get engaged with the government agencies at various levels, at the district level, at the state level, try to find which are the opportunities that are coming up in a particular geography, and try to support those activities in that geography. Another way in which we try to ensure that the impact that we make on for MSMEs goes beyond the lending numbers is by making sure that we try to understand their supply chain, their complete supply chain, whether it's the buyers or the sellers, and where are the frictions where we can actually help them, whether by way of offering a better collection solution or by offering a better payment solutions. So these are some of the ways in which we try to go beyond banking to help the MSME clients of the bank.
Right. Last question then. How do you see IDBI's loan book growth in the uh, last financial year vis-a-vis your peers? And what are your plans and strategies for future growth in the MSME lending segment?
Yeah, so last year, in fact, our growth was about 23 odd percent MSME book growth, which was much better than the industry growth of 13 to 14%. And this year, we are actually targeting a growth of about 25%. So we have certain strategies in place. One of the ways in which we are trying to make sure that we are able to penetrate deeper into the MSME universe is by increasing our number of MSME focused branches. As of now, there are about 100 such branches. So this year we have decided to increase the number of branches to about 200. We have about 63 odd CSCs, what we call. They are like credit cells, which are dedicated MSME processing cells, which ensure that the turnaround time is maintained, and whatever the requirements of an MSME are quickly answered. Another thing that we are doing is focusing on the industry clusters. We are looking at some of the clusters, trying to address their requirements by identifying that what are the unique needs that particular cluster have, and addressing those unique needs of the cluster. Another thing that we'll continue to have very focused attention on government schemes, be it Mudra, be it PM Vishwakarma, so that not only the medium entities and the small entities, but the micro entities also we support. And the fourth thing is that this digital journey that we have begun, we would like to intensify it. We'd like to scale it up. And most likely, we expect to build a robust book of at least 500 odd crores through digital lending in next 12 to 18 months.
Right. A growth in MSME lending means more money for MSMEs. So I think the small and medium enterprises will take heart in hearing from you that the plans that you have, which includes increasing the number of branches, more proactively looking at government schemes and supporting India's entrepreneurial journey. Thank you so much for speaking to us. It was a real pleasure.
Thanks a lot for having me. And as you rightly say, that IDBI Bank, we pride ourselves in being bank aisa dost jaisa. So we would like to be we consider ourselves as true friends of MSMEs. And thanks for having me once again.
Thank you.
यार इतनी बड़ी एमएनसी से एक्सपोर्ट ऑर्डर मिला है, बस थोड़े फंडिंग की कमी है।
हम सब दोस्तों ने बड़ी मेहनत से ऐसी गुडविल बनाई है, इस अपॉर्चुनिटी को कैसे जाने दें? कुछ तो सॉल्यूशन होगा ना?
है ना, हमेशा साथ देने वाला एक सच्चा दोस्त।
मतलब कि सच्चा दोस्त वही जो हमेशा आपका साथ दे। MSME लोन्स फ्रॉम IDBI बैंक, बैंक ऐसा दोस्त जैसा।